Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
Beta, do you have your notebooks with you? Later, we'll need them today for making crosses so that if you have any confusions, I can help you out. One by one, I'll be taking up all the slides that I did yesterday with you. Whose picture is this?
Ma'am. Gregory John Mendel.
Yes, also called as?
Father of genetics.
Yes, he's called as the father of genetics. He gave the laws which are known as laws of inheritance.
Inheritance.
Okay, look at the screen. All these words, are you confident? I'm asking you again and again because it's a very important chapter. Please go through these words, read the definition. If you have any doubts, let me know. Now I'll show you the second. Yes, Peter. Not getting your voice clearly. You want me to explain any of these again?
Yes, ma'am. First genetics.
Okay, genetics. Fine. Three things we study: inheritance, heredity, and variation. When we study these three things, that study is called genetics. First is inheritance. Inheritance, you know, passing on of characters from parents to progeny is called inheritance. And this process is what we call as heredity. Variation is any changes when characters are being passed on from parents to the offsprings. So the study of three things: inheritance, heredity, and variation. If you find this difficult, you can simply remember study of genes and chromosomes. That's it. Because all these three things are related to genes and chromosomes. So you can simply say study of genes and chromosomes is what we call as genetics. These are very important character and traits I told you yesterday also. Character is any feature and the different forms of that feature are called as trait. Like eye color is a character, but blue color eye, brown color eye, they are traits. Similarly, hair color would be a character and traits would be black hair, brown hair, gray hair, these kind of things. Next things, Peter, on your screen. The next three terms on your screen, ask if you have doubts. I'll only start with the next topic once you're clear with the previous ones. It's a very important chapter. No problem. Should I move on to the next page? If you people are okay with this.
Yes, ma'am.
Beta, you have to decide. If you're fine with it, I'll move on to the next page. All the terms on this page. Okay, fine. If everybody's fine, I'm moving on to the next one. The next five terms rather, just go through them. Ask if you have a problem. Okay, this slide is a very simple one. It tells you on which plant did Mendel do his experiments and from which year to which year he did his experiments. I don't think there's any confusion in this. It's just that you'll learn side by side. Which plant was it?
From Sativa.
And for how many years? Very good. For how many years?
7 years.
Yes, it is 7 years. Yes, we did this yesterday. Emasculation process, I told you. We remove what from the plant? What was emasculation? You remember? We had cut this yesterday. This, what were we cutting?
Anthers.
Anthers of any one
Very
plant.
good. So this process, when we remove anthers so that the parent becomes a female plant or a flower, is what we call as, what is it called?
Emasculation.
Emasculation. So this is one of your practicals also. We'll show you a flower within this, that this is cut. So you'll tell that this technique is emasculation. Then we studied that Mendel studied how many contrasting characters?
7.
7. I had explained with the help of diagram, this tall dwarf is easy. You remember I told you the difference between axial and terminal yesterday? This is your main stem. So this is called as a main axis. So if flowers grow toward the left and the right, this side or that side of the main branch or main stem, then this is known as axial flowering. And if they grow on the top of the stem, main axis, then this flowering pattern is known as?
Terminal.
Terminal.
Everybody is okay with the term axial and terminal. You can see in the picture and make out. This is your main axis. Axis के left या right में से अगर flowers निकलेंगे, then this is axial. And axis के बिल्कुल ऊपर जाके निकलेंगे, then terminal. See, this is constricted. I told you. अंदर की तरफ shrink हो गया, then we call it as constricted. And this is wrinkled. I hope you know what is wrinkled. Yes. Monohybrid cross is a cross which involves study of how many characters at a time?
Single character.
Single character. Then we had did this yesterday. Inheritance of one gene. This was homozygous tall and homozygous dwarf. Capital T means it is homozygous or heterozygous.
Homozygous. Homozygous.
So this will always give a gamete capital T only. Similarly, this will also give a gamete. Which one?
Small t.
And yesterday when we talked about alleles, we said that they get segregated, no? See, one is coming from here, one is coming from here, and you're getting the first generation. This is homozygous tall or heterozygous tall?
Heterozygous tall.
Yes. So now we took the plants of the first generation, both of them same, heterozygous tall, the same offsprings. And this is what we got. Capital T, how many?
1.
Capital T, small t, how many?
2.
And small t, how many?
1.
So the genotypic ratio for monohybrid cross comes to 1 ratio. 1 ratio. What did we discuss yesterday? 1 ratio.
1 ratio 2 ratio 1.
2 ratio 1.
Very good. Now all these three are tall. If you see it's written tall, all these three are tall and this one is dwarf. So what is the phenotypic ratio?
3 ratio 1.
3 is to 1.
Very good. So there should be no confusion. Very good. We've already done this. Monohybrid phenotypic ratio tall is to dwarf is 3 ratio 1. But the genotypic ratio is 1 ratio 2 ratio 1. All this we have already done. I'm taking it again. I'll make you practice squares also. Let's do this. He did this experiment on many other plants. And remember, Mendel called them as factors. Nowadays, we call factors as genes. Okay. We did this yesterday. These are total how many? 4 na beta. See how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many capital T out of 4?
1.
1. So 1 by 4th. 1 by 4th is capital T. What is the ratio of capital T, small t?
2.
2.
1 by 2.
Yes. So 2 by 4 actually. So when you reduce it, it comes to 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 is capital T, small t. And what about small t? This is how much?
1 by 4. 1 by 4.
1 by 4.
So the final ratio comes 1 by 4 for this, 1 by 2. How did we get this 1 by 2? 2 by 4 becomes 1 by 2. And this is 1 by 4. Okay, we did this yesterday. If you remember, a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Okay, a was taken as half capital T and b was taken as
Half small t.
Half small.
So a square half capital T square becomes what? Half of this. How did we get this ratio? Yesterday we had discussed half
2AB.
capital T, 2AB. Very good. We already discussed this. Now he self-pollinated the F2 plants and we got the same things. Both the parents were dwarf, we got a dwarf plant only. That means if these two parents are homozygous, the offsprings would be always the same. How they are homozygous? This was small t because they're dwarf. And this is also small t. So cross between two homozygous parents will always give the same character for the next generation, whether it is F3 or it is F4. Had one been homozygous, the other been heterozygous, तो यहाँ पे ratio बदल जाएगा. बेटा ये भी small t, ये भी small t, तो gamete तो small t ही आएगा, whether it comes from here or it comes from here. The generation will always be small t. This we had discussed yesterday. Very important things I told you, back cross and test cross yesterday. We did this. Cross between a hybrid. Why are we calling this a hybrid? Yes. Why is it a hybrid? Why is it not a pure variety? Because one is capital T and the other is
Small t.
yes. So whenever we cross a hybrid with one of its parents, देखो बेटा हम लोग उल्टा चल रहे हैं. नॉर्मली क्या होता है, पेरेंट्स आएंगे फिर F1 जनरेशन आएगा, F1 के बाद F2, F3 ऐसे ही आना चाहिए, आगे जाना चाहिए, बट हम लोग उल्टा कर रहे हैं. व्हाट आर वी डूइंग? हम फर्स्ट जनरेशन को पेरेंट्स के साथ क्रॉस कर रहे हैं, वापस बैक पीछे जा रहे हैं. दैट इज व्हाई दिस क्रॉस इज नोन एज व्हिच काइंड ऑफ अ क्रॉस इज दिस? Back cross. See, actually, if you go systematically, first parents, फिर उसके बाद F1, फिर F2, F3 आगे जाना चाहिए, बट हम लोग उल्टा कर रहे हैं. What are we doing उल्टा? F1 generation को parents के साथ क्रॉस कर रहे हैं, यानी पीछे जा रहे हैं, back. So that is why it is called back cross. Remember, this word is the most important for a back cross. Any parent, any parent. यहाँ पे हमने किसके साथ दिखाया? If you see recessive parent, it could be dominant parent also. So when you're crossing a hybrid with any parent, remember these two keywords. Back cross is a cross between a hybrid and
Any parent.
any parent. Please remember this. This is the key word. It could be recessive parent, it could be dominant parent, but it should be a parent generation. Test cross हमने कल करा था. What was it? Let's see this test cross ratio. This is a hybrid. We are crossing it with which parent?
Recessive
Parent. So the most important word for a test cross is recessive. What is it? Recessive. Dominant. See this recessive individual. अच्छा चलिए यहाँ पे देखते हैं. This was your hybrid, and this is your recessive parent. Hybrid will be capital T small t. Recessive parent obviously would be small t. बेटा इस वाले के दो gametes बनेंगे, capital T and small t. Recessive parent will always be small t only. So we'll get two ratios. थोड़े से tall मिले, एक dwarf मिला. Are they equal? Tall and dwarf? We have got one tall, we have got one dwarf. See over here. When you take capital T and it goes with this small t, you will get a tall. And if this one comes, देखो बेटा यहाँ से तो हमेशा small t ही आएगा ना. Recessive parent means small t. तो एक इधर से आता है, एक इधर से आता है. इधर से अगर capital T आ रहा है, small t इधर से आ रहा है, then capital T small t will give you tall. इधर से small
हम
t अगर आ
रिसेसिव
रहा
की जगह पर डोमिनेंट ले सकते हैं.
है, किसमें टेस्ट क्रॉस में?
यस मैम.
टेस्ट क्रॉस में बेटा रिसेसिव से ही करिए. टेस्ट क्रॉस में डोमिनेंट नहीं. When you are doing back cross में any parent. That is why I was insisting again and again. देखो any parent. Okay. बेटा ये रेशियो हमेशा टेस्ट क्रॉस मोनोहाइब्रिड टेस्ट क्रॉस रेशियो कम्स टू 1:1। इसको फिर से समझ लेते हैं कि 1:1 क्यों आया। बेटा ये देखो, दिस इज कैपिटल टी हाइब्रिड ले रहे हैं हम लोग, यहाँ से स्टार्ट करते हैं। दिस दो तरह के आपके पास एलील्स आएंगे, आइदर कैपिटल टी मिलेगा या फिर दूसरा क्या मिलेगा यहाँ पे, स्मॉल टी। रिसेसिव में तो दोनों एक ही टाइप के होंगे, कौन से वाले, स्मॉल टी स्मॉल टी। Yesterday I explained कि one will come from this side, one will come from this side. ये वाला तो हमेशा स्मॉल टी ही देगा, तो इसको तो हम स्मॉल टी रख लेते हैं। इधर से अगर कैपिटल टी आता है तो द कॉम्बिनेशन बिकम्स कैपिटल टी स्मॉल टी, एंड इधर से अगर स्मॉल टी आता है देन इट बिकम्स स्मॉल टी स्मॉल टी। So you got one tall, you got one dwarf over here. So the monohybrid test cross ratio is 1:1. Is it okay for all? This is a test cross. We did it with the recessive parent. He got one tall and one dwarf. So what is the monohybrid test cross ratio?
One ratio.
I have done 3 ratios. Let me revise it with you. Monohybrid phenotypic ratio.
3:1.
Monohybrid genotypic ratio.
1:2:1.
1:2:1.
Third ratio we have done is a monohybrid test cross ratio. What is the answer?
1:1.
Yes, it is 1:1. Don't get confused. 3:1, 1:2:1, and this is 1:1. Because it's a test cross, I was talking with the test cross. हमेशा याद रखो, hybrid and recessive parent. Hybrid and recessive parent. Okay. Now, test cross is used to find out the unknown genotype. I had explained to you yesterday. देखो बेटा, we have taken a recessive parent. ये तो condition है हमारे test cross की. We have taken recessive, and एक ये वाला flower. We don't know whether this is homozygous or heterozygous. We want to find out its genotype. देखो यहाँ पे unknown genotype. We don't know whether this is homozygous or this is heterozygous. We want to find out. So we should use which cross to find the genotype? Unknown genotype. We should use which cross?
Test cross.
Test cross.
Test.
Test cross means जिसका भी जीनोटाइप चेक करना है उसको क्रॉस करिए विद अ रिसेसिव इंडिविजुअल. इफ आई से रिसेसिव वाइट है ये बेटा, सो इट्स स्मॉल w. क्लियर? नाउ सी देयर कैन बी 2 पॉसिबिलिटीज. जब आप इन दोनों को क्रॉस करोगे तो या तो ये पॉसिबिलिटी आएगा या ये पॉसिबिलिटी आएगा. इसका तो गैमेट्स में कोई कंफ्यूजन ही नहीं है. इट इज स्मॉल w. Whether it is this case or this case, there can be 2 possibilities. Either all the flowers are violet. All the flowers are violet. So what does this show? That this unknown is homozygous dominant. It is homozygous. Homozygous means it is capital W, capital W. देखो बच्चे समझो, ये तो व्हाइट वाला फ्लावर तो सबको स्मॉल w ही दे सकता है. It is itself recessive. लेकिन ये सारे पर्पल हो गए. इसका मतलब इस फ्लावर से सारे कौन से वाले W आए, कैपिटल और स्मॉल? कैपिटल W ना. सी दिस रिसेसिव पेरेंट के पास तो सिर्फ स्मॉल w गैमेट्स हैं, तो वो तो सब जगह स्मॉल w देगा. बट अगर ये सारे फ्लावर्स वायलेट आ रहे हैं, दैट मींस डोमिनेंट कलर सब में आ रहा है, कैपिटल W सब में है. इसका मतलब इस वाले फ्लावर ने सबको कैपिटल W दिया. It had only capital W combination. That means it was homozygous or heterozygous?
Homozygous.
Homozygous. Second possibility ये आ सकती है आपके. Okay? Half flowers are violet and half flowers are white. अब बेटा इससे तो सिर्फ स्मॉल w आया था, लेकिन फिर भी 2 फ्लावर्स कैपिटल W हो रहा है इनके पास, वायलेट हो रहे हैं. तो ये कैपिटल W किससे आया होगा? ऑब्वियसली यहीं से आया होगा. एंड जब व्हाइट आ रहा है तो एक W छोटा यहाँ से आया था, तो छोटा W भी यहीं से आया होगा. दैट मीन्स ये वाला फ्लावर दोनों दे पा रहा है, कैपिटल W ऑल्सो एंड स्मॉल w ऑल्सो. सो इन दिस केस इज इट होमोजाइगस और इज इट हेट्रोजाइगस? टेल मी. 50-50 मिल रहा है, 50 वायलेट 50 वाइट. सो दिस अननोन इज होमोजाइगस और हेट्रोजाइगस?
Heterozygous.
Heterozygous. So what does test cross help you for? Test cross help you to find the unknown genotype. Okay. Supposing हम एक recessive parent ले लेते हैं जिनकी height कम है, dwarf parent. Gametes क्या होंगे बेटा? जल्दी से बताइए. Capital T, small t और capital T, small t. क्या combination रहेगा? Dwarf parent.
Small t. Small t.
Small t, small t. Very good. So this female is small t, हमने मान लिया. And here we have a man जिसका हमें genotype नहीं पता. We don't know he is tall, homozygous tall or heterozygous tall. We just don't know. We just know that he is tall. But ये नहीं पता कि homozygous tall or heterozygous tall. So when a cross will be done, the mother will always give what? Small t, right? Mother will always give what? Small t.
Yes.
But if मतलब यहाँ पे सब जगह small t. But if all the offsprings are tall, इसका मतलब capital T कहीं से आया? Isn't it? All the four have got a capital T. So this shows that the father is homozygous tall. But if the offsprings are some are tall, some are dwarf, that means the father has both capital T and small t. So the father is heterozygous. So test cross से हमने क्या पता करा? This unknown individual, is it homozygous or it is heterozygous? I had already done with you yesterday. So question can come like this. In a test cross, okay, if all the flowers obtained are violets, then the unknown genotype is, tell me, homozygous or heterozygous?
Homozygous.
Yes. And if the ratio of the
Homozygous.
individual obtained is 1:1, then 50-50%, then this unknown
Heterozygous.
individual is
Heterozygous.
We did this yesterday. We are just taking a quick revision. We talked about the law of dominance. देखो बेटा, characters are controlled by units called factors, जिसको आजकल हम क्या बोलते हैं? What are these factors called?
Genes.
Second, these factors occur in pairs. ये देखिए बेटा, they always occur in pairs. Okay. Now these are similar pair. This is again a similar pair. This is dissimilar pair. Similar pair में तो कोई problem ही नहीं है. But in dissimilar pair, one member dominates the other. The one is able to express. That is known as which one? Which factor?
Dominant.
Dominant.
And the third is the one which is not able to express is called.
Recessive.
All these 3 points must be included in the first law of dominance. Characters are controlled by factors. ये figure ध्यान में picture बिल्कुल दिमाग में बसा लीजिए and एक picture को describe करते जाइए, law of dominance बन जाएगा. Characters are controlled by factors. Factors always occur in C, pairs. In dissimilar pairs, the one which expresses is dominant, the other one is recessive. This was your first law. Second law, we did law of segregation. Segregation means to segregate, separate हो जाना. बेटा अभी हमने पढ़ा that they always occur in pairs. Factors always occur in pairs. तो ये pairs में तब तक रहते हैं जब तक gamete formation start नहीं होता है. As soon as gamete formation start हो जाएगा, they'll start separating, they'll start segregating. अभी तक हमने ये पढ़ा that they occur in pairs. कब separate होंगे बेटा? कब segregate होना start होंगे? When what starts?
During gamete formation.
Yes, during gamete formation. And ऐसा क्यों होता है? Why do they start separating or segregating? Because दोनों एक साथ gamete में नहीं जाएंगे. Only one will go. या तो ये जाएगा या ये जाएगा. So whatever I've explained, let me sum up again with you. पहले हमने पढ़ा that factors occur in pairs, but they start segregating or separating. At what time, children?
During gamete
formation.
Gamete formation. And why does this happen? So that the gamete receives only
One.
one. Only one. एक चीज और देखते हैं. See, this was a homozygous parent. So what kind of gametes are there? Similar or dissimilar? See?
Similar.
यहाँ पे this is also homozygous, similar. This is heterozygous parent. So what kind of gametes are there?
Dissimilar.
Dissimilar gametes. So सब चीज को एक ही में डाल देते हैं, law of segregation. During gamete formation, the factors present in the parents segregate from each other so that a gamete receives only Only how many of the two?
One of the two.
Yes. Homozygous parents always produce which gametes?
Similar gametes.
Good. And heterozygous produce which kind of gametes?
Dissimilar.
Yes. This also we had done yesterday. I'll just be taking a revision every day because this chapter is very important. Mendel's law of inheritance. Now we are taking two contrasting characters. अभी तक monohybrid cross we did only one character. यहाँ पे हम दो characters कर रहे हैं. One is the shape of the seed that is round and wrinkled, and second is the color yellow and green. So how many contrasting characters we are going to study at a time? One pair or two pairs?
Two pairs.
Two pairs.
So you can see this is a cross. This is a cross. Can you see in the middle cross? This is a cross between two pairs. That is why this is known as which cross?
Dihybrid.
Dihybrid.
So if a question comes as a one marker, define dihybrid cross, give an example. It's very simple. Cross between two parents differing in two pairs of contrasting characters, and you can give this example. See, round stands for capital R, and yellow would be YY. इसी चीज को small में ले लिया. So this is which kind of a cross? Monohybrid or dihybrid?
Dihybrid.
Because we are studying two things at a time. One is the shape of the seed, round and wrinkled, and the other is the color of the seed. So when we are studying two pairs of contrasting characters, the cross is known as a dihybrid cross. This also I did with you yesterday, dihybrid cross. This was your round yellow. So gamete कौन सा आएगा? Capital R and capital Y. यहाँ पे gametes मिलेंगे small r and small y. Fine. Now there is a cross between both of them. These are the combinations we got. Yesterday we did this F1 generation. And this cross we got, I think you have done in class 10. What is this cross known as? Yes. Dihybrid cross, but this square is known as which square? Tens में करा होगा ये square बनाए होंगे. Punnett square did you do? But this chapter was deleted from the syllabus. Inheritance Vara in class 10. Was it deleted?
No,
Or
ma'am.
was it a part?
No,
It
ma'am.
was there. Okay, fine. What ratio have we had got in the square? Punnett square, anyone remembers? जो कल present थे हमने count भी किया था. Let's count round yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So how many round yellows? 9. How many round greens count?
3.
3.
How many wrinkled yellows? सब पास पास हैं ये तीनों.
3.
If you see there, 3. And how many wrinkled green?
1.
1.
Now listen carefully. The F2 dihybrid cross ratio is, just now we have done, we have counted 9 ratio.
9 ratio 3.
9 ratio 3 ratio 3 ratio 1.
This is a Punnett square. We should learn how to make these squares. I'll make you practice with other cases as well. So the ratio is 9 ratio. And what was the monohybrid ratio? F2 generation, phenotypic. Monohybrid phenotypic ratio, 3 ratio.
3 is to
3 ratio
1.
1.
And what was the genotypic monohybrid ratio? F2 generation?
1 is to 2 is to 1.
Yes. And what is the ratio F2 for a dihybrid cross? 9
9 is
ratio.
to 3 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1.
Others, what is the ratio, beta? 9 ratio, 3 ratio, 3
9 ratio
ratio.
3 ratio.
We have already done this. If there's anyone who does not know कि ये कहाँ से आते हैं, you please tell me. I'll help you too. Though I'll be helping you, अभी crosses बनाएंगे हम लोग. We'll keep a copy and a pen. बेटा cross करना तो बहुत easy है. इधर को इधर से capital R, capital Y, phenotype भी लिख लेंगे. If you don't know this I'll tell you how to write. Anybody, if you were careless in class 10, no issues. I'll help you. So we got this ratio, children. ये count कर रखा है यहाँ पे. We have already counted round yellow for 9. Round green 3, wrinkled yellow 3, wrinkled green 1. So red में देखिए what is the ratio that we are getting?
9 ratio 3 ratio 3 ratio 1.
Yes. So final ratio हमेशा 3 ratio 1 ही आ रहा है. Okay? Because अब अगर आप yellow and green का ratio लो बेटा, तो yellow is how many? 9. And green is how many? 3.
3.
तो 9:3 को लोएस्ट टर्म्स में लेकर के आएंगे तो क्या रेशियो आया?
9:3.
3:1, वही पुराना वाला मोनोहाइब्रिड रेशियो. Similarly, when we talk about colors, ये तो automatically 3:1 है ही. So 3:1, 3:1. Final ratios. This is the same thing we did. Okay, we were trying to find out. We cut and we said कि ये कितना रेशियो आ रहा है? 3:1. Color वाला भी 3:1 and round and wrinkled also 3:1 when we talk about lowest terms. Law of independent assortment I did yesterday. क्या होता है बेटा? यहाँ पे देखिए, more than one character is present. There is one character which represents capital A small a and there is another one represents capital B small b. Now, when they'll get segregated, they will get segregated independently. ऐसा नहीं है कि A और B आपस में mix हो जाएंगे, capital A, B, small a and small b, ये mix नहीं होंगे. यही चीज दिखाने के लिए रेड सर्कल बना दिया है, बिल्कुल अलग अलग रहेंगे. That is why these red circles have been drawn, that this pair will be independent of this pair. See, when they are getting segregated and they are passing on to the gametes, तब भी ये दोनों अलग अलग हैं. A and B are separate, A and B separate in this case also. This is the first possibility, of course, that you're getting. When more than one pair of characters are involved in a cross, factor pairs independently segregate from the other pair of characters. This is one pair, this is the other pair. They will independently segregate. ऊपर वाला अपने हिसाब से segregate करेगा, कैपिटल A इधर आएगा, स्मॉल A इधर, ये वाला अलग चलेगा, कैपिटल B इधर, स्मॉल b इधर. आपस में इनका कोई मिक्सिंग वाला प्रोसेस नहीं है. They will separately or independently segregate. So this law is called as which law? Law of independent assortment. We did this also yesterday. This I did not do with you. Okay, this is a little different from what you have in your syllabus, but चलिए कोशिश करते हैं. Just see what is there on your slide. I'll discuss with you. This is not exactly according to your syllabus, but still थोड़ा सा देखिए. Let us see what you understand. Beta, did you understand anything? What are we showing over here? Concept of dominance.
Yes.
Okay, let's understand what this is. Every gene contains information to express a particular trait. Height के लिए एक अलग जीन है, hair color के लिए अलग जीन है, eye color के लिए अलग जीन है. So every gene expresses a particular trait. In heterozygotes, there are two types of alleles. एक तो होते हैं हमारे normal alleles. Okay? Normal alleles are generally dominant, बिल्कुल dominant. Okay? And modified alleles, recessive alleles. अभी आप आपके level तक बस इतना समझिए. An unmodified one, I'm talking about the dominant one. And when I say modified, actually it means which one? Recessive. Beta, allele of brown eye color is unmodified. Unmodified means dominant here or recessive?
Dominant.
Dominant.
Yes. And if I say allele of bright blue color, this blue eye is modified, then that means this is,
Recessive.
Recessive.
though these words are not there in your book, whether in NCERT or all in one, what we are using, but ho sakta you come across these words somewhere. So unmodified allele means the one which is going to represent the dominant phenotype, and the modified allele is the one which represents the recessive. अब देखते हैं क्या हो रहा है. Unmodified allele मतलब dominant, and unmodified allele dominant. दोनों dominant. कैसा जीन पेयर आएगा? Homozygous or heterozygous?
Homozygous.
Because both of them are dominant. हमने green से represent करा unmodified and ये red से कर दिया. This is unmodified, this is modified. So gene pair will be hetero or homo? Heterozygous. Both of them are recessive. Both of them are red. So which kind of a gene pair are we getting?
Homozygous.
Homozygous. So यहाँ पे ये dominant है, यहाँ पे green वाला pair dominant हो गया, and यहाँ पे तो recessive है. Can you tell me the eye color in this case? First case.
Brown.
Okay.
Brown.
What about this one?
Brown.
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 Okay. What about this one?
Blue.
Yes.